So over the weekend, a product came out on Drive-Thru RPG, One Bookshelf, RPG Now, called Tournament of Rapists. Now, somewhat understandably, this caused a bit of a fuss in a bunch of people, and let's face it, you already know what I'm going to say, and you're not going to listen, so there probably isn't a lot of point doing this video, but it makes me feel better, and what the hell, I'm going to try and appeal to you with reason. I'm going to try and not be angry. I think I got most of that out of my system over the weekend. The product has been withdrawn by the publisher, not Drive-Thru or whoever, but under a great deal of pressure. So there's a bunch of aspects to this, and let's try and get through them quickly so that this video isn't too long. I'm going to try and reason with you. I know it's probably fruitless. Not because I think you're stupid or anything, but because I think you're reacting on emotion, and it's very hard to get reason through to someone who's being emotional. That sounds patronising, probably. What the fuck? Let's give it a try. So, two things actually did go wrong here. There were two genuine, actual mistakes and problems that have occurred related to this issue. Firstly, the product was not initially correctly labelled as an adult product. This is a problem, but it's not particularly obvious to a lot of publishers, especially those who don't regularly do adult or risque or otherwise controversial material. It's not necessarily obvious to them that this thing exists or that they have to tick it. While the writer-creator of this knew that, I don't know that the publisher in this particular case has done much in the way of adult work before. I may be wrong. It's an easy tick box to miss anyway. So, okay, that is a genuine mistake. The product should have been labelled adult. It should never have been on general display to everybody. Yeah, that's fair enough. That's a valid criticism. Second problem on Drive-Thru One Bookshelf RPG Now is that when you put out a new product, the publicity, promotional tweet, social media messages, and so on, that's all automated. So whenever anyone puts out a new product that's general release, general view, it gets a tweet out to everybody, and presumably a Facebook post and whatever else they do as well. That goes out to alert everyone that the product's out, and that's completely automated. There is no human interaction there whatsoever. So these two problems compounded. You had a product that should have been an adult product and should never have been on general display, and it was automatically promoted and went out into everyone's feed. And obviously, being called Tournament of Rapists, that's going to cause a reaction, and it should never have been seen by anybody. So these are problems we can point to. Okay, publishers should appropriately tag and rate their products, and it should be easier and more obvious how to do this. And secondly, I don't think that the publicity emails and tweets and everything should necessarily be automated anymore, because this is, I think, the third or fourth time this has happened. It's not a lot of times it's happened, but it has happened, regularly enough that there's a problem. So perhaps tweets and so on should go into a queue and then be manually approved. It's going to be a tedious, boring, horrible job for some schmuck, but it's probably going to have to be done at this point. So yeah, curate your tweets and promotional material. So that's the genuine, actual problems out of the way. Now on to what the fuss is about. Okay, most people seem to be outraged that such a product should even exist, and you're entitled to your outrage. You're entitled to your upset. You're entitled to all of that. What you're not entitled to do is to censor anybody. Okay, and that is what you're doing. Expressing disgust, concern, and so on, that's all fair enough. Boycotting, withdrawing products, applying antitrust corporate pressure onto Drive-Thru and RPG Now via One Bookshelf, that is not okay. Alright, you don't get to dictate what they sell. You don't get to threaten in this way. You don't get to threaten other publishers in this way. Now, obviously, I have some meat in this fight. Because this is what happened to me with the Gamergate card game. Okay, and I think that also supports the slippery slope argument that some people are making, and that if you give in to this, then where does it stop? though the Game Get card game was nowhere near as triggering, for want of a better word, to people as this was. It didn't contain anything actually genuinely controversial or grotesque or whatever else. So, but it seems to have emboldened people to do this in regard to this product. So why do people feel that they are able to do this, should be able to do this, should exert this kind of pressure on a publisher or a distributor? I don't know. I don't know why you're doing it. I mean, emotionally, I can see how you might react to this. You don't like that this product exists, but that doesn't mean it shouldn't exist. It just means you don't like it. That's your personal taste. It's not anything else. It neither breaks my leg or picks my pocket for someone to produce something I don't like. There's a satirical piss take of me as a Apocalypse World Engine style book or character book or whatever it's called. I can't fucking stand Apocalypse World, so yeah, that's hurtful a little bit, but I don't care really, because I believe in free expression, even of cunts. So if that can go, if other adult products that have been up there for ages can go, some are mine, some belonging to other people, why is this such a big deal? Gaming is a very broad church, and Drive-Thru doesn't just sell RPGs, it sells card games, board games, to print and play at home, all kinds of supplementary material, art, and so on. So, it's a very broad thing. So why do you feel entitled to stop other people doing this? This isn't something you would really see in any other business, I don't think. I mean, Amazon sells both Bibles and dildos. Why shouldn't a gaming store sell things that are way apart from each other? Why shouldn't it sell the latest RPG Net progressive darling alongside Rape Monsters from Tokyo X? Why not? Think of it in an analogy term. Okay, you go into a comic shop, and the comic shop has comics of all kinds, all over the place. So you've got your Archie comics, your Beanos, your Marvel, your DC, your independent comics, and so on. So if you want to come into the store to buy Archie, no problem. You can do that. Nice job. Right? Upstairs, maybe, top shelf, back room, somewhere, they have some erotic manga or something. I don't know, vor fetish or whatever else. It doesn't... If you come in for your Archie comics, you don't have to go and buy, Japanese vor fetish. You don't have to at all. You don't even have to look at it. You can just ignore it, buy your Archie comics, la la la, off you go home. But it's still a comic shop. These are both comics, both the fetishy, weird Japanese stuff and the Dandy and Beano. They're both comics, and they're both sold in the same store. And the purchasers of either one don't have to see or deal with the other. The Drive-Thru and RPG Now sites, they're like stores, they're electronic stores. You don't have to buy any of this stuff. If you don't want it, don't buy it. Don't look at it. Don't care. All right, there was a slip on this, like I mentioned earlier, with the automated promotion and not tagging it right. But otherwise, adult products are in their own little ghetto. They don't bother anybody. You can do whatever tiny little niche within a niche within a niche you want to do, and if you don't want to look at it, you don't have to. If you don't want to buy it, you don't have to. If you don't want to play it, you don't have to. It doesn't detract from gaming for weird niche fetish products to exist, right? Any more than it detracts from Bach to have the Sex Pistols on CD. They're both music. You don't have to like both. You as the consumer, take control of what you want to buy, what you want to consume, and why interfere with anybody else? I don't know. If you think this has some kind of broader societal effect or something, or makes gaming unwelcoming, I invite you to look at literature or comics or video games or something. It makes no difference to Disney Infinity that Silent Hill exists. Yeah? It makes no difference to Archie that Japanese vor comics exist. It makes no difference to Monopoly that Zombicide exists. So given all of these examples, why do you care that other people are buying and playing things that you don't like? And like I said, I don't like Apocalypse World. It would not even occur to me to deny other people the opportunity to play that pretentious wankery. Play it, enjoy it, do what you want. But you don't extend that same courtesy to anybody else. And what's really disturbing here is where creators, other companies, are looking to interfere here as well. They're applying pressure. They're saying, we're going to withdraw our products if you don't withdraw that product. And that's not on. We all benefit as creators from an open marketplace of ideas. And Drive-Thru RPG now occupies the same kind of position as Steam does in computer games, PC games. Yeah, if you're not on Steam, you might as well not be on sale, pretty much. Yeah, if you're a small independent game. And they had a similar fuss over the game Hatred, and Lord Gaben stepped in and said, no, we're going to sell this. So, by all means protest, complain, say, I don't like this is a horrible product, this doesn't exist, all that stuff, fine. But do not silence it. And if you're another creator, what the fuck are you thinking? Because sooner or later, the fuss is going to turn around on one of your products, whether it's Native American culture in The Strange, whether it's succubi-like creatures in Numenera, sooner or later stuff like this is going to come up. Or maybe you didn't include enough people of colour in your fantasy world, or whatever else. There's always something, yeah? And you are never, ever going to satisfy these people. No, it's just not going to happen. They'll always find something else to complain about. They will always twist and misrepresent your words. Like this is going to be taken as me supporting rape culture or something again, right? I don't care what this product is. It could be, I don't know, fetus football for all I know, for all I care. Alright, it could be something I personally would find disgusting or beyond the pale. I can't think of what that might be, but there's bound to be something that I would find disgusting. But it's a test of your convictions, it's a test of my convictions, whether we extend our ideological beliefs on free expression to things we don't like. Do you know? It wouldn't even bother me that much if something like Rahowa was on sale there, because I believe in free expression. I'm anti-racist, I can't fucking stand fascists. I've spent the last few days, when I haven't been otherwise busy, arguing with stormfags on Twitter about the stupid white genocide hashtag and how utterly moronic it is. But I still believe they have the right to free expression. They have the right to tweet that stuff, they have the right to argue it with me, they have the right to publish material on it. As far as I'm concerned, I know hate speech laws, I fully acknowledge I'm a free speech radical. But there's got to be an acceptable middle ground here, and I think the acceptable middle ground is that everyone gets to publish whatever they want, but we stream it and tag it and segregate it appropriately so that people can navigate the material and buy what they want. Now, I don't see that that's such an unreasonable, horrible position. You get to complain, they get to sell their product, it gets segregated away in a little adult ghetto, and only people who want it buy it, play it, etc. Why? How is that unreasonable? We all benefit from a free market of ideas, so let's support that and make it happen. So I'm begging you, please stop these kind of fusses. Leave other creators alone. Concentrate on your own shit. Make things happen, and enjoy the freedom. Enjoy and protect the freedom that we all benefit from to make. Peace out.